Hey everybody, it's Jessie here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. So I'm going to share with you today behind the scenes of my Squarespace website and how I use Squarespace and some of the other really cool features. I will do another video covering how to customize your own site. So if you do have questions about how to, make things look different or rebranding and things like that, post them up at the bottom of the blog post and I'll cover them in the next video. But let's get into it. So this is my homepage. This is what comes up when I log into Squarespace. It's a much nicer interface, I think, than a lot of other blogging platforms, but I just like things looking pretty. So if you want to go with other ones, that's cool. Over here we have our sidebar. So this is where we can get into all the nitty-gritty of everything. But the actual editing of the pages you do all on here. And it gives you the option to make your changes pretty easily. And you can actually toggle through and have a look and see how your website is going to look on a tablet, on a mobile devices and things like that, which is quite nice. So you can see whether they're going to view right to your audience, especially with images, because you want them to look right. So in the sidebar, if I go to my pages, then you're going to see all of the different options that you have. The main navigation is your one that views at the top. You can actually change it so that it views underneath your header image, but I quite like it having it tucked away up there nicely. On mobile views, you'll just get a little dash that people can click on. So your main navigation, it's all sorted into folders so that they become drop downs. And if I go down, we have a secondary navigation, which is in your footer, and not linked pages. So pages that are not linked are pages that exist and people can go and visit, but they're not directly in my navigation. So I don't want my archives in my navigation, and I don't want my library and things like that. So keep them tucked away, and it's a really good place to work on pages that aren't finished yet or need tweaking and things like that. So that's where I go into things. My blog is down here, so I can go in and add new posts, edit them, make all the changes that I need to, add tags and all that crazy stuff. And it just comes up in a list and views very similarly to how people are going to see it as well. It's got the template that I'm using is the Hayden template, so it does have quite a large header image. I'm trying to figure out how to make that smaller at the moment, because with the templates there are a lot of changes that you can make which are fantastic, including obviously you can add code to change everything if you have that capability. And even if you can't code, you can change a lot of things just through using the blocks or finding the templates that do what you need them to do. And there's so many different choices. So back out of here, if you want to see how I've made changes on my site, I'll just toggle back to the home page. If we go down into design, that is where we can make all the major changes to how the site actually looks. So everything is done with content blocks. So all of this is a text block, image block. And then this is a summary block. So it pulls in whatever content you want it to. So as a summary, it's just in a grid form. You can get ones that flick through on sliders. And I have it pulling in all of my latest posts, so all my featured posts, but I can get them to pull in just posts about blogging, just my travel posts, just photography posts and things like that. So it is very editable, and you can change how they lay out as well. Logo and title, so for changing your favicon, so up there, that little image in the corner instead of the square box that you get with Squarespace. It's important to change these as well, because obviously it won't come up it won't view right in Google. So if somebody Googles you, if I hadn't changed them, then it would just come up with something generic. And if you're wondering why it says Bambi's Life Travels, that's what this site was originally called. And I can't change that, unfortunately. But you guys, when you visit my website, will see the secret space. So it's one little niggly thing that I don't like about Squarespace, but that's okay. Templates, it's your options for what you want to change to. So that's what my template looks like originally. Obviously, it doesn't look like that now because I've changed things. But it just goes to show you how much changeability there is with the templates. And these are ones that I've played with in the past and thought about changing to. I was on 5 for probably 2 years before this, and it is a really good blogging platform. And then our style editor. The style editor is so much fun because you can do so much with it and make your site look really cohesive. So I love this tealy blue colour. It's my favourite, so I have it everywhere on my site, as well as the pinks and the purples. And changing all the fonts to something really nice as well. You want to keep all your branding really on par with across your platforms. So picking something that you can use on other programs as well. So if you're using Canva, try and find a font that is in Canva. I do most of my work, my designs and stuff in Photoshop and Illustrator and InDesign, so I can import fonts into there if I need to. But if you're not quite that tech savvy, then definitely try and find one that's reasonably well used. So as you can see, if I scroll down, it gives you the option to do all your changes to how things view. So if I wanted these to be squares, I can change them. I can change the colours of these two just over here. So pre-footer background. You can change the hex codes or just swivel it around to whatever colour you want. Pulling in that's an Instagram block, so a content block. I'd love it if you guys follow me on Instagram. That would be awesome. We can be friends. Email sign up form, you can change how that all looks. Search bars. So there we go, newsletter block. And your button style, so having it, as a pill shape or just a line around it. There's a lot of different changes that you can make. So that's some of the really cool things that you can do with the style editor. As well as that, you can add code. So if you go down to custom CSS or advanced, not advanced, clearly, custom CSS, and you can add in different bits and pieces to affect different parts of your site. I wouldn't do this if you don't know what you're doing because you can make some really big mistakes. But if you've got the knowledge, then certainly go for it. But yeah, so back to the style, just to give you an idea of the blocks. If I wanted to add new pieces into my, just get out of there, into my footer, there's these little dashes that come up and you can add new blocks. And so if I wanted to do some more writing or add more pictures or anything like that, it is all in here. That's the summary that I was telling you about. So my ones are on the carousel or just the grid. And you can change how many it views, whether it pulls in the thumbnails, the text, anything like that. The newsletter block is what I've used here. And if you want to show your availability for booking clients, you could use the calendar, content links, and it has a whole lot of social blocks, so you can integrate really easily with lots of those. So yeah, that's essentially my site from the back. If you have any questions about how to design your own site or changes that I've made to mine that you think would suit yours as well, feel free to ask in the comments below the post, and I'll cover them in the next video. Thanks for watching.